How did you get into the red pill space? Would you consider yourself red pill, manosphere? Like, what would you label yourself?
I wouldn't want to, but I think it's inevitable that I can't get away from. It's like one of those things, right? So when I was in my 20s, I dealt with a lot of guilt around monogamy. And so I'd watch Richard Cooper, or I'd watch Rollo, or I'd watch Myron. And then I found this Tate guy. I'm like, that motherfucker is saying shit I've been saying for years that pisses people off. And I joined the War Room, and I decided to start a channel because I'd met Sterling, and Sterling's like, yo, you should start a channel. And I'd always kind of wanted to, but I refused to let myself until I was like a super liquid millionaire, right? Mm-hmm. Because I saw that there was a bit of deceit in the online space.
No.
And really?
No
way.
The cap?
Yeah, I never knew.
Never.
You know? And so I saw that, and then I had the conversation with Sterling, and I went to Miami, and I was like, dude, I'm moving here. There's just nothing else for me in Louisiana. I didn't feel alive anymore. And
that's where your construction company is?
Yeah, but I mean, we're nationwide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we all 50 states and the Caribbean. And I'm with Sterling. Tate comes into town. Tate's like, yo, come eat dinner with me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, cool. So I go see Andrew. He's like, listen, I know you're starting a channel, and you could do this, this, and this, and I'm sure you would kill it. But I think you got the magic. I already got this thing going. We're helping all these people. All these lives are changing. I'm doing this thing with the real world, and these kids are making money. Like, we're boys. Like, let's get closer, and like, let's work together. And I kind of looked at it like NATO. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's like, I'll build all together, but really we're just like the same army. And
so this was you, Tate, Sterling, and who else?
Well, who was really hanging out over the years has been me, Tate, Sterling, Sartorial Shooter, Jewel.
Oh, okay.
And T. And of course, I'm really close to Luke. You know, like when I go to buy, I go to see Luke. Mm-hmm. Dylan Madden, I go see. So it's just like being on a football team again. Mm-hmm. You know, and I thought back to the times where I was happiest in my life, and it was absolutely college football. And then I started to question myself as to why. Oh, because all we did was hang out together all the time, lift weights, do the equivalent of making money, whatever that might be. We always had each other's back. We went into arenas together and like war. And I'm like, oh, it's just like football.
No, that's so true, because guys always like talk about their college football days.
Right.
Like it's
and
like
I don't.
Best.
I super don't. I don't bring it, like I am not an Uncle Rico. I actually take a lot of pride in that. Mm-hmm. But what I do talk about is the experiences.
No, but that's probably why, because when else in their life are they going to get? Never.
Also why I think military guys have so much trouble when they come home. You drive $1 million tank, shooting, you're basically Rambo all day, fighting for your country. You have like this deep-rooted thing that you're proud of that you're doing, which is your purpose at the time, like us trying to help young men with the real world in the war room. And then you come home to like some shit job, and you got to bag groceries or like stock a warehouse and drive a warehouse forklift. Fuck that. I get it completely.
And men are discouraged. I think a lot of times in relationships, men are discouraged from having male friends. Like the woman gets jealous or the woman starts nagging because, I mean, let's be honest. Like guys get up to trouble sometimes when they're with in our view, right? Like, you know, so. Yeah,
he's like, dude, I killed 5 people in Iraq and I got some fucking Karen telling me to come home for the streetlights come on.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I fought if it weren't for me, you wouldn't even live in this country.
Right.
Or this country would be run by somebody else. Mm-hmm. You know, you'd be a war bride. It's the craziest thing, man. Like people don't understand, like, and I'll never understand what it's like to be a veteran. I know this, if I see one, yes, sir, let me open this door. Can I buy you that beer? Mm-hmm. And I do same thing for construction workers. Mm. I do it all the time. If I see a construction guy in line, fuck that, you ain't paying for shit, bro. Mm. I do it all the time. Because people don't understand what it takes to make this world go around.
And that's something that I think that as women, like, and
Particularly women don't understand.
no, and I'll tell you, because even I started my channel reacting to like content. So when I started, I would react to Kevin Samuels, Rolo, like everyone, just like you, I was on the other side, right? But I was just watching, and people could kind of see me go from like blue pill to red pill in like real time. And I remember watching one of Kevin Samuels' streams saying like, you couldn't like live without men. And I'm like, well, I mean, couldn't you just get an apartment? And like, but I never thought about it as...
They don't see it in the real matter-of-fact way.
Yeah, I didn't think about it in the society way.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When I just pulled up with those security guards Tate sent me, those mountains.
I want
right?
some.
Right? And I'm walking towards you, and I'm looking at that construction site.
All men.
All men.
All men.
All men. And if they're digging, right? And if they don't shore that correctly, and one of them's down the hole and it collapses, woman won't die. They might just leave the man down there. You know what it's an ugly, ugly truth of the world. Everything in this room was built by a man.
And you know what I realized too? It's like, we almost give women these like high paying, like cushy jobs that I don't think are as valuable in society as like we think. So it's like we almost have these girls in these like tech jobs that I think are inflated, to be honest. And I think
tech jobs are inflated, to be fair.
Yeah, but I just see like women start to think like we're better than men a lot of the times. And it's just like, well, men. And now I realize it's like men literally run the world. They run the infrastructure of society. So it's like, when do we ever talk about that? Yeah,
and in a lot of ways, it's supported by women. I would never take anything away from women in the workplace, though. My most important employee is a woman, and it's by a landslide. And she makes well into six figures. I wrote her a $30,000 bonus check at Christmas. I just took her to Florida with me on the beach. Like, woman's important. I don't disregard women's importance. They're often accountants. They often do the payroll. They're often very organized. They are often very, very good in negotiation situations. I call them my Trojan horses. I'll get a phone call. Hey, Justin, I got this job in Kentucky. He said this, this, and this. I'm like, and that he'll give it to us if we'll do it for this. I'm like, cool. Tell him this, and when you do, he's going to say this. When he does, say that, and call me back. She'll call me back. She's like, got it. All right, cool, checkmate, bye. Boom. Women are disarming. So if I call that guy, he's automatically got his guard up. With a woman, he can put his guard down. And you can get to a real conversation about what makes sense. And it's not a dick measuring contest. Men, you know how I was telling you were being a girl earlier when we were off the camera?
Yeah.
When men are being like that, it's because their ego's in front of what actually needs to happen to get it done. Like, no, fuck him. But it actually makes sense, right? I mean, you talk about monogamy. You're like, yeah, but I couldn't do it. You understand it, but emotionally you can't do it. So for men have the same thing. It's on different subjects, right? So when I talk about scaling and I talk about, hey, it's a long conversation.
Yeah.
It's understanding all the dynamics involved and setting not only the systems up, but the comm lines up and communication lines up in the right way. I don't call my men when they get in trouble for not tying off on a building. I have Noelia call them, and she speaks very sweet to them in Spanish, because if I call them, hey, Facundo, tie off on the fucking roof. In Spanish, I'm like, hey, shut the fuck up, I'll fire you. Whereas Noelia, because I don't want to fire Facundo. Noelia calls him, okay, I do for you, no problem. Art of war. I didn't have to fight that war because I understand the dynamic, you know? And it's not this sexual thing. It's just not a dick measuring contest. Because if I call him, I have to threaten him. Because he's like, oh, you know, the boss, right? Fuck the boss.
Right.
Noelia calls, I do for you. It's different game.
So you started, you said it was like NATO, the war room?
I say it's like NATO, but it's a bunch of brands coming together. So I think of more like Sterling had a brand first, right? Sterling is very much involved. You know, I have a brand, but I was always kind of on the team, if you will. You know, like I kind of started off that way because I had that early conversation with Andrew. But yeah, it's like a bunch of powerful people get together and make something great. You know, nothing else I'd rather do than to be instead of, and it's easy for me to say, right? But I can look at these other creators. They're by themselves. And for that reason, a lot of times all they do is end up talking shit about people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to out anybody, but I'd much rather have what I have. And the only reason I bring up the security guard team and Tate and everything is because he's like, hey, man, I want you safe in London. I'm sending people. Other people in the space that work alone and talk shit, they don't get that. Good luck. You know? Or it's just like family stuff. Like, I took his mom to lunch yesterday. You know?
Tate's
like,
mom?
we're family, bro.
How is she doing? She's got to be a wreck.
She's a wonderful woman.
Yeah.
Wonderful woman. She did a great job, clearly. So, yeah. All's good.
So when was that you guys got together? That was 3 years ago?
Yeah, around about.
3 years ago. Okay. And tell me a little bit more about the War Room. So what do you guys do?
The War Room is a place where you go to develop yourself in every way. You get new consciousness. You start to understand how the world works on a macro. And then you learn how to develop yourself on a micro. So there's many events. There's events about money and how to run a business, how to scale. There's events about how to network with high-level individuals. Saturo runs a great event called Penetrating the Elite, where you learn everything from fashion to the little things that a wealthy man's looking for from somebody else.
Oh, give me an example.
Like this watch are the cufflinks. So the watch matches the
that's nice.
And the little like just the little things are down to, you know, he calls it a wealthy man's uniform.
Okay.
You know, it's the subtle things in the tailoring, the inside of a jacket that you just might see at a glance.
Yeah, I wouldn't notice.
No, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, no.
You never know.
Like, I can tell you're well dressed, but I would never look at the inside.
So a well-dressed man can tell the difference between a suit off the rack and a suit that was tailored or custom. Yeah, you can tell. So
you guys go through things.
We do
like
table
that.
etiquette, everything.
Table etiquette. Everything.
I'm telling you, the event that Satora runs is a world-class event. Everything from table etiquette, how to speak, to just everything. Eye contact, handshakes. They practice handshakes at that event. It's very, very important.
Wow, this sounds great.
Yeah, it's called Making Men.
It's like if there was a woman version of this.
And that's the thing, you know, and I get messages every day from women like, can I join the War Room? Of course you can't. You know, it's not for that. Who are we to tell you how to be a woman?
Right.
But one thing I think the Red Pill kind of, and it's not that they get wrong, but they let the message come off the wrong way, is that I don't think the Red Pill is against women. I think that if you really love women, you'll build strong men, not despite of women, but for women.
And I think the Red Pill has helped my relationships with men, to be honest. Like, especially like my dad and my brothers. Like when you guys, I listened to something where they were talking about how love or respect is to men as like love is to women. And it just like me and my little brother, I just used to like, the more I like didn't, you know, he's with little brother, so you don't always want to listen to him or take his opinion, you know, because you're like, you're younger than me. But the more I would like respect his opinion, I realized like I got along better with him, better than everyone else in my family, because he's just a bit of a headstrong, you know. And so I think if we can get past the part where we're triggered and really just like listen, it helps us. It helps us understand men better.